And we're back with some new battleground tracker polling. In Ohio, Hillary Clinton is up 4 points over Donald Trump, 46% to 42%. Pennsylvania is also looking like Clinton country. She's up 8 points there. In Wisconsin, Clinton leads by 4 percentage points, 43% to 39%. CBS News elections director Anthony Salvanto joins us now. Anthony, let's start with this video. You went into the field to see what the reaction was to it. What did you learn?
Right after those tracker polls. So we asked folks, okay, what did you think of the tape, or have you heard about it? Everybody had heard about it, which reminds you just how fast things get around these days. But the reaction was divided, it was mixed. Among Trump supporters, there was no change in how they viewed Donald Trump. 90% of them said it would not change their views. And in context, we've seen things like this before. Throughout the year, they've often conceded, yes, he says controversial things, but they're voting for him for other reasons, to change Washington, etc. But the important thing then, John, is for the people who are not currently supporting him, for them, and particularly among women, they were more likely to say that they felt seeing the tape made them think worse of Donald Trump.
So one of his challenges, we all knew he had a floor, and this suggests that it is an ironclad floor, but the question was finding those reluctant Republicans, as you've called them, those who should be in his coalition but think he's too risky, and women crucial to that point. Anything else in the findings about women that give us a sense of how difficult it'll be for him? Yeah,
he was already facing large gender gaps, big differences between how men vote and women vote, and in particular, college-educated women. You find them, they're very numerous around the suburbs of Philadelphia, in a state like Pennsylvania, for example, where you're looking at now 20-point swings between how Republicans typically do with that group and where Hillary Clinton is now getting so many more of them. So Donald Trump needs to move some of those voters over. Otherwise, it's not just an argument problem, it becomes a math problem for him.
Let me switch out of the polls and ask you about, we've heard a lot of fantasy scenarios from some Republicans saying, drop Donald Trump, Mike Pence can run to the top of the ticket. How possible is that they could do that?
Yeah, not very. First of all, this is a state administrative issue. State by state, ballots have been printed, ballots have been sent out, some early voting is coming back already, so Donald Trump's name is on those ballots. Then you also have to look at party rules. The party rules are not clear that a party can just replace a candidate wholesale, one who's still alive and wants to run anyway. So it's not only state by state, but it's also administrative. It's pretty fair to say Donald Trump's name will be on the ballot.
Right, and as you've said in your polling, you find that floor of Trump voters who are still with him, and they're not going to cotton to having the elites in Washington try and get rid of their man for someone else. All right, Anthony Salvanto, thanks so much for being with us, and we'll be right back in a moment.